I don't need to tell you, at the University of Illinois, sports going pretty good. Yeah. Very well indeed. We got the 100th anniversary of the stadium coming up this fall.
How about that?
And we got a brand new football season. And we haven't talked to Coach Bielema in a while, and I know he's missed me. So let's pick up the phone. You know, we're your Illinois flagship. You know that, Andre.
Yes, that's right, baby. Woo-hoo.
Hey, Coach, how are you, my friend?
I'm going great, Steve. Great to hear from you. I've missed you as well. Hi, Andrea.
Hi, Coach.
Tell me about the girls. Your little girls are how old now?
Yeah, hopefully they're still sleeping. You know, it's on summer break. My wife's trying to bait them into actually sleeping to a normal hour before waking up. So I think I left this morning about 5, so it's in her hands until I get home tonight. But it's a growing experience every day with those babies.
And how old are they?
Brexley is just turned 5 in March, and then my older one, Briella, she'll be 7 here on July 8th. So we're celebrating a 4-week countdown till that day, right? She's
are you doing
a birthday crown on like 2 weeks ago, babe? I go, whose birthday? She goes, mine. I go, yeah, in July.
Right?
She tends to jump the gun a little bit.
She gets the birthday month. Do you still do the birthday themes like Little Mermaid, or what's kind of the theme for the birthday party?
Whatever they're into at that point.
It's big right now.
In March, I was blessed to be a part of a birthday-themed event at Urbana Country Club that was guided by 4 Disney characters, and the best being the mermaid that was the highlight of the show. I was standing next to the door, and I think there was like 12 or 14 girls walking, and one of the mothers had dropped the daughter off, and she's walking out the door, and she basically relayed to her mother. She said, "Mom, a real mermaid was here today for the celebration."
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's special.
Elsa was there in full effect as well, so it was a crew for everybody to know.
Oh,
no,
Elsa's
that's special.
Best.
You do realize you are the largest human mammal alive that knows all of the Disney characters. You're aware of that, right?
I don't know them all well, but I do know by strictly learning through them who everybody is. And the songs that they feature, which is also a highlight.
Have you had this experience? I remember this vividly with my son when he was about probably 4. You're sleeping in bed, and all of a sudden you wake up and you look over to your right, and this sweet child of yours is staring you in the face like something out of a horror film.
Right.
And then as soon as you snap away because they've scared the heck out of you, go, want to go watch TV? Have you had that one, Coach?
I have no idea. My wife is incredible in many different ways, but I'm truly blessed. My oldest, is about to turn 7, and she will not get out of bed until we tell her she's allowed to.
Wow.
We got a speaker and a camera on both their beds, right? And,
sure.
And they literally, to this day, have never gotten out of bed without permission. I'm not saying we use the old, the floor is lava trick or whatever we've done, but it's definitely frightening for them to get up in any capacity unless we okay it.
And if they do get up for any reason, it's drop and give me 20, right?
It hasn't happened to this point, but
I mean, you got to put them through their paces.
Hey, now.
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I challenged my daughter to a jumping jacks competition because I wasn't too sure about my push-ups, to be honest, and she quickly reversed it on me. We were playing a hey, look, made you look. Now you're in the baby book game, and I said if you have a false moment, right? If you say it and I don't look, you got to do jumping jacks. She goes, Dad, I want to do push-ups. I said, God bless you. You go ahead.
You do whatever you want.
Look
That's
at that
right.
future
and
athlete right
your
there.
wife is the biggest sweetheart too. So
she's pretty good.
Oh, she's the best. All right, so we got a great season coming up. We're going to be talking about that. Of course, Illinois playing Northwestern at Wrigley Field. But what's happening right now? I mean, it's kind of like the end of the break is coming up. Summer camps getting underway. Kind of walk us through where the team is right now, Coach, with very early on.
Andrea, by NCAA rules, after school got done, we had to give them a 4-week window where they were on their own. It's called a discretionary week where they're going. So we reported Monday night at 7 o'clock. Everybody else was in Memorial Day mode, but our guys reported at 7 p.m. that night. We had about a 30-minute introduction meeting scheduling, and then they started the next morning at 6 a.m. They go 5 times a week at 6, 8, and 10 a.m. We can meet with them a little bit. We'll go an 8-week window of training and working out until literally about the 3rd week of July. Then they'll get another week at home before we start up the last week of July and roll into August for 4 weeks of fall camp before we get rolling. So good news is we got a lot of work to get done. The better news is we're undefeated right now. So we're going to try to keep those things alive until as long as we can.
Just yesterday, University of Illinois unveiled 3 helmets for the Memorial Stadium 100th anniversary season. Sometimes when the schools mean well and they put these helmets out, they look kind of goofy. These are sweet.
Yeah,
these
cool.
You could see them at fightingillini.com, and you could see these 3 helmets. They're going to look great on your guys.
Steve, I'm excited that our equipment manager, Jake Rosh, is a very talented person at what he does. He came up with the idea and really the mechanics of having several helmets that go back to different vintages. It was awesome to kind of watch our kids' reaction. Really, one was a helmet from the Buckus era, obviously to honor Dick in his time and his legacy here. And then some of those were some flashbacks to some glory days here at Illinois. And it's kind of cool to see the kids' reactions. And we're not done yet. I promise you, there's some more that'll be revealed, and some very special things around the 100-year anniversary game against Michigan here coming up later this fall. So a lot of really cool and exciting times ahead of us.
We're going to hopefully be at that game. It's almost 100 years to the day.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's exactly right. And you know the deal. It's like a bullpen and baseball coach. You go to the bullpen, I'm ready.
Oh, God.
I've told you all along, Pooch Punter is your name.
That's
right?
it.
We need a 25-yard punt. We don't need 30. We don't need 20.
I'm your man.
25 yards.
I'm your man. No, I'm your man. The Illini's Big Ten opener, by the way, at Nebraska was moved to Friday. So check your schedules. Moved to Friday, September 20th. But, look, the Big Ten now is the Big 45, and there's schools from all over, from other planets as well. It's an exceptional challenge to be not only competitive, but to be at the top of your game for this. And I feel like you guys are primed to make a run.
I'm excited. We got a lot of good players coming back. I think our portal world treated us pretty well. Still got a couple players that will be added to our roster here over the next, 2 to 3 weeks. By NCAA rules, we can't announce everybody yet, but I know we've really been blessed about what's happened there. This world that we're navigating with the new conference expansion. I was in Big Ten meetings last week in LA that, there were 18 coaches in the room, sat in there with Oregon, USC, UCLA, and obviously Washington. So that was kind of a new out-of-body experience. It was kind of cool, but excited about that. And then this portal world with NIL. Steve, if you're going to be our Pooch Punter, I know WLS is paying you well, but there's probably a huge NIL contract.
Oh, I think so.
You.
I think so. I like to see, if you're cool with it, an icy hot patch on my helmet probably is pretty good, at my age.
Which is perfectly legal now in the new world that we're in.
That's it.
There you go.
We can do endorsements on helmets and uniforms.
It's going to be one of the new commemorative helmets. Coach, I got to ask you, too, with about 300,000 alums living and working in Chicago, everyone's super psyched about the team playing at Wrigley Field, final game of the year, Saturday, November 30th against Northwestern. Were you guys excited for that, too?
I think anytime you play Northwestern, you can get excited. It's a team that will be on our schedule every year the way we're kind of laying it out. They're going through some transition, obviously, with what they're trying to get done. I don't know exactly where they are with their new stadium, if they pulled it off or not. There's some things to work through with Wrigley. I know last year when they played Iowa on the same sideline created a lot of issues. So we're still working through the details. I don't think tickets are for sale yet. We just got to work some things out. I don't think the game of football is good for anybody when you're on the same sideline. So we'll get that worked out. We'll be playing a normal game of American college football and love every minute of it, and excited to get to not only our alums, but just general fan base in Chicago, and hopefully have a great crescendo into the weekend and a finale for the regular season, and hopefully put ourselves in a position for a little postseason play as well.
All right, so you're back from L.A. You got the guys now. So what's the day-to-day? Are you walking through stuff? Are you starting to show the guys some things? What are you doing? Yeah,
by NCAA rules, we're limited to a number of hours that we can be with them. 5 days a week. You got to give them 2 days off during the summer. So today, on Thursday, we were able to be with them a little bit on Tuesday. We were a little bit with them today on Thursday. And then Saturday, we start official visit weekends where we have guys coming in from all over the country that we can bring them and their parents in for a 48-hour visit. It's pretty special. So it's a lot of basic introduction stuff today, kind of just how we do things and what we do things and why we do things. And then Saturday we'll get on the grass, and that's, the ultimate joy in coaching is to be with them on the grass and get a chance to run around, work with them, and do the things they love to do. So it's not live, practice like it is during spring or fall, but you can do some walkthroughs, you can work drill work, you can do a lot of things that aren't specific to a game, right? Like work with D linemen, O linemen on specific things they do every day. We have a kind of a phrase in our program: practice habits become game day reality. So we kind of truly get these guys to practice in a way that is kind of like, brushing your teeth every day. You just get up and do it. You don't think about it. You just do it, and you do it very well. And hopefully that same kind of thought process carries into the fundamentals of football, and that's what makes us hopefully play well in the fall.
And I know it's pending board approval, but Corey Parker going to be a great addition to your defensive team, too.
Yeah, very excited to have Corey in the building. High school coach, everywhere he's been in life, he's been successful. I believe I've hired about 5 or 6 now high school coaches that the one thing that you get from coaches with that background, that experience, they've been in a classroom, right? They've been evaluated and employed by how well they teach young men. And I think Corey's another great example. He's a great teacher, highly motivated, a very energetic, enthusiastic personality, a true addition to our program. Also, by the way, had a guy drafted in the first round last year out of Toledo, right? So a guy that really, truly knows how to produce not only great players, but great men.
It's Coach B, busy as ever. Won't be long. We'll be playing football for real. And happy early Father's Day to you and to me.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. Happy Father's Day. ILL.
All right. I.
See you,
Be
Coach.
well. There he is. Best in the business right there.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing better than having a human being his size talk about Disney princesses and mermaids.
Oh, he's the best.
It's just, he's a rock star.